Hello everyone. I wanted to talk about the importance of a good service. People underestimate the importance of servicing and they put the ball in play. Service is not just to put the ball in play, it's one of the most crucial moments in table tennis. It's the only time in table tennis where you're in full control of the speed, of the spin of the ball, so you can do anything with the ball. So don't waste that opportunity. How to use it for your advantage. So, firstly, you need to think, what is my good shot? Do I have a good forehand? Do I have a good backhand? Do I have a good flat backhand like a drive? Or do I have like a good flat shot with my forehand? So just have a minute and just think about what's your best shot. So then, how to serve? You should serve ideally in a way that is going to favor the next ball just to be your favorite attack. So if I have a good forehand, I want a service that is going to come out of the table and just a little bit high, so I can just do my forehand. If I like forehand loops very spinny, I want the ball to come with a little bit of backspin just to help me. If I like flat shots, I want the ball just to come a little bit floaty and just to hit it down. So how do you do that? So you need to think about the spin. So technically, if I want the ball just to come to this side of the table, I should do a serve that makes the ball rotate in this way. So then when the opponent just hits the ball will likely go in here. So that's relative because you will come to a point where you will face really, really good players or good players who can counter the spin, who can attack your service, and then it will make your serve ball attack really awkward or sometimes impossible, or sometimes you will have to go and defend after your service. But you need to see, you need to play, you need to observe your opponent, you need to see their weaknesses and their strength. Does he have a really good backhand? Well, don't put the ball to his backhand, don't serve to his backhand, try to serve to the forehand. Does he have a really good forehand opening? Well, serve short and don't let him just take advantage of his good shot. So my good shot is a forehand loop. So how do I normally serve? So I serve like either with a pendulum serve, so the ball just comes back here like a backhand side spin, so then I can just attack my third ball, or I just do side spin, like side spin with my backhand, so then the ball, if they block it or they just try to attack it, the ball will likely come over here. So I do the serve and I just get ready for a forehand. So there are many kinds of services. There are underspin, underside, side spin, side top, and top spin like a kicker. So you need to think which one is best for me. Personally, I like half long serves because there are technically three kinds of serves. So there are short serves, half long, and long serves. Short serves. On your side of the table when you serve, normally the ball will bounce around here. The first bounce will be around here. Then on the other side of the table, the first bounce will be kind of like around here, this area, and then the second bounce will be around this area. So the opponent, when they see the ball bouncing and they see that the ball is slow and it has backspin, then they will know that the second bounce is on the table. So they will just push the ball or just open with a flick. So if they push the ball will likely be like a short return. If it's like a short serve, you should expect short returns unless they just like to push really aggressively and long. But normally it's short return. So how do you make the ball just come out of the table if your good shots are forehand loop or backhand loop? So you do half long or long. So how do you do half long? Half long is like the short one, but it's a little bit faster, not much faster. So the first bounce on the other side of the table will be around here, and then the second bounce will be around here. These serves are my favorite because they are a little bit awkward for your opponent, because sometimes they think that the ball is coming out of the table and they get ready to attack and the ball just bounces on the edge. And if they want to attack a half long that bounces twice on the table, they will have to attack from top of on top of the table. And not many players are really good at attacking the ball on top of the table. So long serves, they are good for surprising your opponent. If you normally do like very short serves, short and spinny, if you do the same motion but then at the last minute you just go forward and you do a long serve, either down the line or cross court, you might just catch it by surprise. But if you do a long serve, always serve long and get ready, because you serve fast and long, the ball is going to come fast if they return it. So you always need to get ready if you do a fast long. So yeah, we're going to watch a video of a tournament that I had in Huddersfield, the 1st of February, and I took a lot of advantage from my serves, and I will just do a little bit of commentary over the video so you can see how I made like changes on the spin. I just look at the opponent's weaknesses and strengths, and I just try to disguise my services and try not to do the same service twice in a row most of the time. Sometimes I do, but normally if I do heavy backspin and then the people just push the ball on the net, I know that they are thinking, oh, it has a lot of backspin, so I'm going to open my bat a little bit more. And then if they open the bat, then the second one is normally with side or side topspin. So then when they push it, it will go out of the table. So it's very important just to play with this psychology. You need to read the opponent, just see if they weren't happy with their return, you think they might just change something about it. So let's watch the video. So here I'm playing with Andrew. I just do half long and I just attack the third ball. Then he misses because I put extra backspin, so they think, well, the next one I'm going to do top spin. So I do side and top, he just pushes the ball up and I attack. So this one, another half long, and that's a kicker, so he pops up. That's another half long, and a fast one, and then I just pivot and attack. Yeah, so that's one of my patterns. I just serve half long, I just wait for them to push, and then I just loop. That's one of the ways why I take advantage of my forehand. So you need to mix it a little bit, so you cannot do always the same. So sometimes to the backhand this is a flat serve, he caught it, but then I was able just to attack the fifth ball. Then there's another kicker, he was starting to read my serve by the end of the game, but I still got advantage of my third ball attack. So half long is really good if you have like a good attack, because the ball will normally come out of the table for you just to do like your good attacks. And that was against Andrew, he went like this. So next one was David, so same pattern, half long and forehand attack. Then I did a side spin with my backhand, which sends the ball to my forehand as well. Then like another top spin, and then I just changed to do a little bit of more backspin. He tries to open, but too much backspin there. So another a serve to the middle with backhand side, which is quite awkward. And then another ball that pops up, like a serving down the line, alternated down the line and to the forehand is important as well, so they don't get very comfortable with your attacks. More heavy backspin so they can lift it, and then just mix it a little bit with like more side. Yeah, another one to the middle. They are quite awkward to return unless they have a really good backhand, so you need to see what they are good at. So let's see, it's a kicker, so it goes out to the table, He can read it, but he didn't read it this time. Then the next one with the heavy backspin, and that was with side spin, so it pops up. So that was my match against David. Next match was against Eric. We play in the same club, and we kind of know each other's serves, but still I can take some advantage. So first one, he returned too short, the other one came top of the table, I was able to tag. Then I just did kind of like a float serve, gave me a good ball to attack on the third ball. Then another one that pops up. Then I change to heavy backspin, so he hits in the net. So the next one was kind of like a float to his backhand. He's able to block, but luckily I just get the point. That one is top. It was fast and he didn't loop it. So then he started attacking my serves because he thought that if he fits me, then I would just keep attacking. So he was trying just to be a little bit more aggressive with his serves. I still do my serves half long. Don't change my tactic. Just try to get advantage of whatever he sends back. Yeah, just a half long that goes slightly out of the table and he can loop it. Then one that comes to my forehand, strong forehand there. Then one that pops on my backhand, he blocks the first one. Luckily I just get in time for the second one. So yeah, so that was my match against Eric. Next match was against Fliss. She's a Paralympic champion and she plays middle tips on the backhand, which makes it really awkward for me just to do third ball attacks because the pace and the spin of the ball is not like usual. I try to do like a long serve to her backhand so the ball pops up. So that's the only attacks that I could do. I didn't do many and she ended up just winning the match because I couldn't just handle the spin or the pace of the game that she did with the pimples. Next one is Robbie. We also play in the same club and we train together, so we know each other's serves. But still, he tries to attack a lot of serves, so I tend to give him ball with top spin, so then the ball goes out. Sometimes like heavy back spin, so then he tries to lift the ball. So I try to mix it a little bit so he doesn't get too comfortable with my spin. And still the same strategy, half long or even long. Yeah, so I get a lot of points with the half longs. This time it was a little bit short. I was lucky just to miss that attack because he was in control of the game. Like a top to his forehand, like a float. He returned well, but I was able to pick it up. Then the next one was a heavy backspin to his backhand. Another one that he returned well, but I just got advantage. Yeah, so mixing is very important. So then sometimes you give them a heavy backspin, and then that was like a fast one to his forehand. I was just waiting for the ball to come back. Normally when you send a fast ball cross court, it tends to come cross court as well. So just get ready. And this was my match against Robbie. Good forehand there. This one is Steve. I have played Steve in the past, so I know he has a good backhand. He's really good at backhand opening. So I try to send balls to his backhand with top spin, so then he tries to open a block and they just pop up, like these last two. I also mix it because I don't want to abuse like a serve because he will get used to it eventually. So when I have a good serve, I try to save it for like a crucial points when I want like an advantage towards the end of the game. There was heavy side spin and yeah, so like half longs and mixing backspin with top spin. That one was side, just went out. Sometimes serves to the middle, they are really good because they come to the pocket and they don't know if to hit it with the backhand or the forehand, and if they don't move just as you do the serve, it's quite tricky for them just to find a comfortable position to attack your serve. Yeah, another one to the backhand. more backhand. So basically I focus on his backhand. He has a really good backhand opening here. He was starting just to not know what was coming to him, so he was a little bit discouraged, like backspin, topspin. So he couldn't just read some of the serves, and you need to take advantage of that. You see that they are frustrated with something. You need to keep digging there, because you know that they are not going to be at the best if they are frustrated. Yeah, so then just taking advantage of my forehand loop, just putting balls down the line, cross court. You need to see where they are, just to put the ball away from them, and not always in the same place, because they might just get used to your patterns, like I did to his backhand, then to his forehand, and side spin serve. Again, I'm using the serve to his backhand. Then there was in the middle in the pocket, so he had to step, and then you get ready to attack the next ball, because the ball that comes back is normally flat and not very aggressive, unless they step early. It was top spin, but then he goes out. And yeah, so I felt like my services were crucial against Steve, because if we went into the rally, he tended to win against me, because his backhand is really good, really steady. My last match was against Theo, but Theo is a good player, young player. So I was, like always, just mixing heavy backspin, mixing top spin, just getting him a little bit confused, not knowing what was coming. You can see that sometimes he's just looking at his bat. Sometimes he's just thinking, well, I should have done something different. But it's difficult to react to a serve just in the heat of the moment. That was a really good block from him. I thought I had that point, but he just came back as fast as he went. So yeah, side spin to the middle is quite effective, because here he blocked it well. I still managed to get a third ball attack, but in the middle they are quite tricky. You send it to the pocket. Here I did like a really weird top spin, but it worked. And yeah, I focus on his backhand the same as Steve, because he has a good backhand opener, but still, when you send like a side spin or top spin, it's a little bit tricky just to return. Here was a couple of good backhands, again not very usual for me. Here he tried just to attack myself instead of pushing. He had a heavy backspin, so he couldn't lift it. So then another one with backspin. I don't normally do twice the same, but I felt like he missed the first one. He will think that the next one was top spin. Because I tend to do that. Spoiler alert. So that was flat and long. It sounds like an uncomfortable ball. This is you need to lift it a little bit, but not too much. Here he was a little bit frustrated that I kept attacking all my serves. He blocked a couple of them really well, apart from that one. Here just a heavy top spin to his forehand. It's difficult to control when it comes to your forehand, and that was a little bit flat, and he gave me another ball. So looking at the footage of the tournament, I could say that I got like an average from like 10 to 15 points from my serve, or sometimes even more, which is a lot, because it's almost like an ace. If you have a good third ball attack that is really difficult to stop, and you just serve an attack, and that's like a guaranteed shot, a guaranteed point, then you are more likely just to win games. So good players, they just win the games really quickly, like a service and attack, or just aces from service. As I said, it's more difficult to ace someone when you go like higher in the rankings, because people just start being ready for different spins. They know how to return all kind of shots. They know how to cut shots, cut the spin, attack, flick, and just do all kind of things that makes the third ball really difficult or uncomfortable. So you need to take advantage of your serve, as much as you can.